Hello everybody, this is Vlada Vladik, and today in our series Let's Talk, I want to discuss the importance of grandparents in a children's lives. I grew up in a large family, large by Serbian standards, because there was three children, mother, father, grandma, and grandpa. And in my life, my grandmother had such a important impact on who I am as a human being. Her wisdom, her stability, security, her knowledge, her love, it was something that even my mother could not give to me. My mother was very busy. She was working on a large farm. She was tending to so many things, and we were often left in the care of my grandmother. And very fortunate for me and for my siblings, because she was an exceptional woman and she was able to pass on so many important skills and so much knowledge onto us, which I use to this day. So when I speak about the importance of having the grandparents present in a family or be part of the family, I'm speaking from my own experience, and I can, with confidence, I can say that I would not be the same person without my grandmother. So it makes me feel sad knowing that there are so many children in America and in a modern world in general growing up without that support, that similar support system and love. And I say this because I know firsthand how different this love that grandparents can offer is from the love that parents can offer. And so I just want to share my experience, and maybe if there are young parents out there listening to this, I want you to take a moment to think about this, because obviously every parent wishes the best for their kids, and every parent fights hard to give the world to their children. But very often we forget that what is most needed is love, stability, wisdom, accountability, because grandparents often are there and they can offer more than parents can. And not because they love grandkids more, but simply because they have time and they have the understanding of how important it is to invest this time into the next generation. So again, from my experience, my grandmother was the person who showed me not just how to, take care of the house and how to cook and how to garden and how to take care of myself, but she also taught me some crucial lessons that shaped me and my character to this day. Through her experiences and her stories, I learned what is right, what is wrong. I learned and who I am spiritually and who I am to be. She kind of molded me, and through her experience and giving me all the insights and tools, if you will, to grow into a better and stronger person. So I wish that in this modern times, we can bring grandparents into our lives and give this gift to our kids. To be quite frank, I don't believe that our children will continue to excel just relying only on education, the school system, and relying on Google and what's in the books. Because eventually, although we are right now in that moment where we're gaining the momentum, or at least appears that we are gaining a momentum with our accomplishments, I think a lot of us are noticing that there's a lot of empty space, and the infrastructure of the new young person is not as reinforced as it should be. And so a lot of these young people are crumbling emotionally and mentally, because we are human beings and we heavily depend on our emotion, and we heavily depend on wisdom of previous generations. And we depend on love, we depend on communications, daily communications. We're meant to associate with others, and we are meant to grow up in a community and family that enriches us, not just with the knowledge, but with love, with comfort, with wisdom, and so many other things. And this is something that's definitely lacking in a modern family. Two parents, both working, kids are in schools, everybody's so busy with activities. We're putting more and more burden on our children with making sure that they get better grades so they can go to better colleges. They are participating in all kinds of extra activities, from different clubs to the sports to so many things that we're basically crushing these young lives way too soon. There's way too much pressure happening without balancing it with a good quality family life. And I understand that a lot of parents who are working are unable to be in all places, and that's why it's so important to have the help of grandparents. Raise your children, to be there for them, to be involved, to receive the kids when they come from this all this busyness that they're doing, to kind of filter through everything that happened to them throughout the day and help them extract the important things out of everything that's happening to them, and also to give them the encouragements and to share with them how to solve the problems and how to navigate through their young lives. I've been in America for 34 years now, and I have seen all kinds of changes. And I have to be honest, I am concerned. I'm concerned because I see that once promised land and promised country is now struggling with the basic and the most necessary things, which is mental and emotional strength. I'm most concerned about our youth because they are the ones who they still don't have the experiences, knowledge, tools, and very often they are the ones who don't have the support system to help them go through all of this. And speaking of a support system, who is more important in this formula than family? And unfortunately, the families in America are becoming more and more disconnected. The lifestyle that we have brought onto ourselves in recent decades, now with the internet and everything that's coming our ways through smart devices, it's pulling us apart from our family members even more. Now, we know we have the problem. I mean, my kids come from school, and through them and through their friends, I'm learning how many kids are struggling emotionally and mentally. And this is a huge concern for me because it's a simple math. If you don't have strong, stable, mentally strong, and spiritually strong young generations, you don't have a hope for the nation. So with that said, I feel it's very important that we discuss the reasons why is this happening, and that we start exploring the solutions, because this matters to all of us. You might say that your kids are doing fine and maybe you did a good job, but there are a lot of people who have kids who struggle. And my approach to this is, what good is it if I raise a well-rounded child if I'm going to send this child to the world, and the world is full of other kids or other individuals who are not doing well and are struggling. So my child is immediately in danger, and my child is can become a victim of that. So I'm just trying to say that just because you might not have that problem, it doesn't mean this is something that does not concerns you, because it's everyone's concern. You do need a healthy society, And that's something that we all need to contribute to. An idea that somehow we all should have our lives to ourselves, that it is somehow about us, that we have the right just to pull away and just, live in our little bubble and create our own little thing, because again, it's about us. I think that whole notion has to be disregarded, and we need to realize that we heavily depend on each other, and we're designed to work together, and especially we're designed to grow together, especially when it comes to the young people. So we have done a great disservice to ourselves by isolating our lives, by moving away from a support system of family and grandparents and extended family. And we are now slowly starting to see the side effects of that, because a lot of young people in America today are struggling. There are all sorts of social anxieties and issues among youth that I'm worried, because if you don't have mentally and emotionally and spiritually strong generation, then you don't have the future for the country. So I often think, who's going to lead this country in 20, 30, or 50 years? Where are we going to be? Especially now that artificial intelligence is stepping in and it's pushing our potential of young people back even more. So with all considered, it is so important that young families who are trying to give the best to their children, and I know there are a lot of parents out there who are doing their best, and when it comes to the food, to the school, to sports, to clothing, to taking them to all these wonderful parks and birthday parties and all the stuff that parents do to make their kids happy and healthy, I would like to encourage all the young families to consider that perhaps one of the best things that you can do for your child is to have the grandparents involved in your family life. Grandparents are different. It's just the way it is. I mean, I'm aging, and I can see how much I'm changing as a human being, and I can see that with each decade I am better and better as a human being, and I have more and more to offer, and I can't wait to have grandkids. And I can only imagine how much better I will influence their lives, my grandkids' lives, than the lives of my own children, simply because I have more wisdom, more patience, more time, and more need. This is, again, I think part of it is just a natural thing, that as we progress through our life, there's a chapter in life where you want to fall in love. There's a chapter when you want to raise family, and there's a chapter in your life when you want to pass on your wisdom. I think it's a design, nature's and God's design, that we come to this chapter of our life where we now have the knowledge of a better life and stronger life, and we have the wisdom that we can now pass on to our grandkids. So what great disadvantage to any nation and any country if all the generation has to offer is now removed and replaced with this social media, with artificial intelligence, and with all these technological things that our kids certainly could use less of. Because no matter how much we need technology, we are a natural creature, a creature who is excelling only through his social graces, if you will. If we don't do well socially, eventually all of that we accomplish will collapse on us. And that often happens through emotional issues, mental diseases, and obviously spiritual issues as well. We see that in other countries, grandparents play important role in upbringing of the grandkids, and the results are there. In my country of Serbia, grandparents are not giving up their right to be part of bringing up the next generation. They fight hard and they earn that right because they are very giving, and they're there just on any level as much as they can help. And the grandkids are the ultimate gift of their lives. And so I think this is just a culture of how people live in Serbia, because the economical issues have kind of forced people to be more connected and to understand that it's never about me, it's more about us. And because of the grandparents' struggle and maybe suffered, they want to make sure that they pass on this knowledge onto their grandkids so they can do better than them. But in any case, I have experienced both worlds. A world where grandparents were just a beacon of strength in a family. And I've been here in States for over 30 years, and I see that this is a very important and crucial component, which is missing in a structure, a family structure of a modern world. And I'm doing this video just to remind you that this is a simple solution that we can start implementing today if we want to see our kids do better, if we want to see stronger families and stronger communities in this country. And without a strong family and strong communities, we're simply not going to do well. Thank you all for watching. I would love to hear from you and your thoughts on this subject. How do you feel our youth is doing in America today, and what can we do to help? These videos will continue with different topics. They're all coming under a title called Let's Talk, because I think one of the most important thing is to start sharing the experiences, among ordinary people, so that we don't have to depend heavily on the media, because I think there are a lot of wonderful things happening in this country. There are a lot of wonderful people, and there is still so much that we can do just among ourselves to make things better for us and for our children. My name is Vlada Vladic. I run a charity called Vlada Seeds of Life, whose mission is reconnecting families and communities in America. If you guys are interested to find out how we're doing this, you can visit me at vladav.com. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, share it please on your social media. If anything, we should use this social media to work for us, not to be against us. So that's the reason we are creating this positive content, and we are sharing it with you in hope that it can help everyone, and ultimately that it can help us all. Thank you guys, and until the next video, please take good care of yourself and those around you.